Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are on week 6 of the Rebuilt Era photo shoot prep, and I thought this time around I'm going to give you a little bit of insight of what I have been doing, and this also provides you a little bit more of an insight with my coaching. Now keep in mind that I do have my own coach. I also log in to her app and everything. The only thing is, this is where I have had my full journey when it came to my weight loss, my pregnancy, and now being a mom. And I continue to log everything through this portal because I have myself as a client. Here I want to go over on what I have been doing the last couple of weeks. This is where we started the Rebuilt Era. During pregnancy, I was working out if you look at March, and then the week right before my baby was born, I did nothing. You'll see everything is very random. I had a few little weigh-ins. I was really avoiding weighing in because I didn't enjoy it, right? Around the 6-week mark postpartum, that's where I started to add my postpartum workouts. The postpartum workouts were pretty much the same as my workouts I was doing during my last trimester of pregnancy. So I knew what it entailed, I knew the intensity, and I just got back to those full body day workouts. The first week I did 1, the second week I did 2, and then we slowly started to build up to doing 3. So if you notice, I had 2 and then 2 again. I was only focusing on getting steps here and there. I was trying to not have too much an overwhelm for myself, just because as a first time mom, I didn't know what to expect, and the little one needed everything from me. So as I created more of that routine when it came to my steps, my workouts, my nutrition, and all those things, then that's when I let my coach know, hey, I want to start prepping for a photo shoot and let's just get into it. That's when my workouts switched from 3 full body days to now doing 4 days upper and lower body days, and I focus on getting 10K steps. So you'll notice on my app, I started putting my dashboard. You'll notice that I started putting my goal is to get 10,000 steps. I started to weigh in every day, and I'm going to show you the reason why you need to weigh in every day, and I'm going to show you a graph on why those things are so important. So with this, you'll see that I started doing upper body, lower body. I started ticking off all the boxes when it came to getting my steps in. Some days I didn't do a good job. Another thing I did do, so although my goal is to do 4 days, my coach did add a 5th day in case I wanted to do it. You will notice that there is a few exercises where it shows I didn't get it done. That's because I did add that 5th day just in case. But the truth is that right now that was very difficult for me. I was too ambitious. Having a newborn at that stage, I don't know what I was thinking. I get it. Sometimes I think that I can do a lot, but I have to stop and really be honest with myself. So I just decided to focus on 10,000 steps, doing those 4 workouts and weighing in daily, and plus my nutrition. So my nutrition, I know you guys heard me say this over and over. I do follow a meal plan. My meal plan is not here. That's where I access it with my coach. My pictures are also in the app with my coach. But here I just mainly focus on logging in my workouts. I log in my steps, and then I log in my weight. So as you see, when we got to week 4, that's when I started to transition into adding cardio. And for cardio, I'm only doing walking on the treadmill. I've also started to increase my sets with my exercises. My exercises right now are mainly 3 sets, 2 sets, and depending on how much time I have at the gym, then I add an additional set. This is something that my coach and I talked about, and we went ahead and decided that I can add extra sets. Of course, I'm not adding 10 sets for one exercise. That is crazy, but I am adding an extra set if I have the time. So here I started to add my cardio, 20 minutes. That's all I'm doing, but I'm still staying consistent with my steps. 2 weeks so far with just adding cardio, and week 6 that I am sharing with you right now, I have already done my 2 cardio days, and I actually talked to my coach and I mentioned to her that I I can probably sneak in a third day. So we made it a goal of doing 3 days of cardio while keeping calories very high. So my goal is always to keep calories very high for as long as I can. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing 2 hours of cardio a day. That is insane. But for now, just to get things moving, since obviously after having my baby, I was hardly moving for like 6 weeks. Let's talk about why I weigh in every day and why it's so important. I feel like most women are so scared of the scale that they don't weigh in, and we get so discouraged with the scale. We are so emotionally attached to it, and the reason is that you only see progress based on the scale, and you don't understand the scale because you don't weigh yourself every day. Most of the time, most people only weigh themselves because they're trying to lose weight. When they're not trying to lose weight, they don't weigh themselves. As you saw in my calendar where I shared with you after having my baby, I kind of didn't want to weigh myself. That was because I don't want to see the number. Okay, that's the reason. And I wasn't being like very health conscious because I was just trying to survive that little period. I want to tell you that we get discouraged with the scale because we don't understand how things work. So here you see the scale of 1 month. So this is from June 10th up until July 10th. And you'll see that I have dropped roughly around 4 pounds. That's what it looks like. And you see that there's quite a bit of spikes here. And most people, and I'm not gonna lie, these things do discourage me when I go from like, oh my God, I got to a new low, and then bam, 138. I'm like, what just happened, right? But this is very normal. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit more, and I'll explain this right now. So most of us think that when we are on a weight loss phase, like our weight loss is gonna go like this, and we think there's like it's just gonna go straight down, and that is the wrong mindset around it. If you never weighed in every day, you don't know because you've been weighing in like random days. When you weigh in every day, you start to understand that there are weight fluctuations, and if you just weigh yourself once a week, you don't know if you weighed yourself on a weight fluctuation that your weight spiked up and you just decided to give up and you missed out on seeing a new low. So if we were to look at the way I like to say is I like to connect the dots. So if we were to connect all the new lows like this, then it does look like a linear graph. Just focusing on those new lows and understanding that these things are weight fluctuations. So many things can impact it. For example, right now I'm currently breastfeeding, so I'm not really getting my period, but your period does impact this. Normally, before I get my period, a few days beforehand, my weight fluctuates up. If your sleep is off, that's going to impact your scale weight. If you didn't use the restroom or you haven't used the restroom for a couple of days, that's going to impact your weight. If you ate a little bit later than usual, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat late at night, but if you ate a little bit later than usual, that is going to impact your weight as well. This is why I weigh myself every day, early in the morning, before I eat or drink anything. So that way I am doing this in a consistency matter. Never weigh yourself after eating or at night, because once you have already drank water, once you have already ate, yes, your weight's gonna go up. You're gonna be anywhere between 5 to 8, almost 10 pounds up of food. So if I were to show you, I want to show you my graph. This was at the end of my pregnancy and I had my baby and bam, my weight just dropped. And this is why I don't count this as a weight loss, because this was really just like 16 pounds of baby weight, like baby and fluid and everything that your body retains during pregnancy. Where I'm really focusing on more on my weight loss is here when I got down to the 140s. That's where I see it as me dropping the weight with like after having my baby. And I'm going to show you like when I first started my journey back again after, getting married, I gained the happy 20 pounds because we were out eating everything. And then I was like, whoa, I am not very confident right now in my body. I was around the 145-ish mark. And then I dropped all my weight down to 117. That's when I did my first photo shoot. And then I did a mini build phase. So I like to call this the strong curve phase, where I am focusing on building my body and really building the curves where I want them as a female. And then after that, I did a bikini show and I dropped very low, 113. That's what it was required required for that show. And I knew that was only going to be for a couple of days. That was not a body I was going to maintain. And then I got pregnant. So after my bikini show, I reversed back out. So when I reversed back out, I was hanging out around 117, 120 or so. And then I got pregnant. And during my pregnancy, my weight kind of started to go up. Everybody's different. I feel like the first trimester, my weight went up very slowly. Second trimester, there were a little bit more weight spikes. And then my third trimester, my weight went really up. I can't believe I got up to 156. That is insane. But then I had my baby and, my weight got back down to 140. And I could definitely see the difference now in my body compared to like my before picture. But I wanted to show you guys this graph and why it's so important to weigh yourself every day and why not let it discourage you. So during pregnancy, I liked still weighing myself. I liked seeing what was the trend of my weights going up. And I also felt like it avoided me from going in that mindset of like, I'm pregnant, let me eat for two, because that's not how it works. So I still had a little bit more of self-control. Now, there is a study about a female who's been her same weight all her life, and somebody asked her like, what did she do? And she said that all she did was she stepped on the scale every day, and she knew if the scale was going up, then she had to kind of pull back a little bit on the sweets or a little bit extra food that she was having, or she had to go out and walk more. Just keep that in mind. I know sometimes we only weigh ourselves when we're trying to lose weight, and when we see these spikes, we get really flustered and we get annoyed, but it's because we're not understanding how the scale works. We're not understanding it. If you're only weighing yourself when you're trying to lose weight, but you don't weigh yourself when you're purposely eating too much, or you don't want to see the number on the scale because you're going to freak out, then that's why we develop a bad relationship with the number on the scale. So I just wanted to show you really briefly like what my journey is looking like at week 6. We have added 3 sessions of cardio, which I have been enjoying. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that. I have been enjoying a little bit of cardio. It's a little bit of my thinking moments because I'm going to sound like dumb, like I don't think at all day. But when I'm like working out, when I'm doing my cardio, those are the best times I have for like ideas to come up or for me to work on my business. It's amazing. Just wanted to share that with you. If you feel like this was great insights for weight loss and you learned something new, please let me know in the comments below. If you are a mom and you want to see my journey going through, health and fitness and trying to lose my baby weight now that I have a little one with me, feel free to subscribe to my channel so that way you can follow along with my journey. All right, bye.